Non-praying Muslim, feel no shame. This is the space for you. This is Islam for the rest of us. Plug into Allah. So we're going to do a get ready with me mini, do some makeup, and we're going to discuss a modern worship technique for you to help elevate you into doing your salah without feeling pressured or overwhelmed. This is also going to be a technique for if you are feeling stressed or if you have anxiety. I know those of us who are 23, 25, 28, life is going through a lot of changes. You may be in grad school, you may be in work, you may be going through health issues, and you need that connection with your God, with your higher being in order to make it through. So today we're going to discuss the Islamic journal Plug Into Allah, which is also for Christian reverts, as it connects our Quran scripture and Hadith with our biblical scripture as well. So that is what today is going to be. So if you don't do your 5 daily prayers, have no worries, have no shame. First things first, it always starts by elevating the insides. And that is how we're going to do it, is with journaling, going through the podcast. So if you do Plug Into Allah podcast, we're going to be doing each week a 7-day spiritual elevation. And we're going to do that through studying the word, doing reflection questions, and as well as writing our du'as and prayers. So again, this is for the authentic Muslim, a safe space for you, however you are, come as you are, as they say. So whether you're a non-praying Muslim, Christian revert, or anyone that just falls out of the normal guidelines, Islam for the rest of us is for you. All right, so we're starting out with some pink eyeshadow. We're just doing what's in my bag, what I carry in my purse, and I didn't have any brushes because it was all packed away for my trip. So we're just making do while we try to figure out a content making schedule. So please continue to stick around. You can also fast forward to about the 5 or 6 minute mark when we jump into how exactly we're going to execute this 7-day elevation and this 7-day worship. So feel free to skip or fast forward. We're just doing, for the makeup look, a rule of thirds. The thirds, as far as medium in the middle, darker shade in the outer V, and lighter shade in the inner corner. So that is what's going to be happening today. Also, on Etsy, make sure you check out Islam for the rest of us, or go to the website for Islamic journals. Also, TikTok is Plug Into Allah, and the podcast is Plug Into Allah. The audio is in production to be reviewed. So I'm just taking a light color in the inner third, and then I will be placing over it some glitter eyeshadow. So if you're big into pink, that is our brand color. If you're big into glitter and all that jazz, you have come to the right place. So don't feel bad. This is for you. My fingers are starting to get a lot of colors, so we're going to take a wet wipe. Pink and red eyeshadows and Urban Decay blue eyeshadows will stain. So, just doing a minor cleanup before we go in with some glitter eyeshadow in the inner corner. I think I did pink. Usually I do gold or a light champagne color in the inner third. So for fingers only, this has been really great. Moving the headscarf out of the way, trying to keep it loose. So for those of you who feel like your journey or you need help, please stay tuned, because this is going to be... Hello everybody that's joining. We're just doing a little makeup today and discussing my Islamic prayer journal called Plug Into Allah. The PDF is available on Etsy to download the sample. You can write in it on your iPad, and then the paperback version, which I don't want to get makeup all over, is going to be available on Amazon at the end of May. This is what it looks like. You have your Quran or Hadith, you have your reflection question, and then you have room to put your du'as and prayers and supplications at the bottom. So it's really, really awesome, especially if you're a revert or if you're a Muslim but you are not consistent with your salah and you're looking to build build that relationship with Allah. It's really, really awesome. So I wrote it myself. It contains Quran and Hadith, a reflection, and then a question so you can set your intention for the week. It contains 52 entries, one for every week. And then of course a place to write your du'as at the bottom. I find when you kind of write your prayers out, kind of almost like the law of attraction or mindfulness, it helps it stay in the forefront of your mind. So that way you are praying but tying your camel. You're still doing what's necessary on your part to achieve your goals and prayers while also having faith and trust in God that He will deliver as always. I'm just using my finger. This is like the little mini Juvia's palette. It's called the Sweet Pinks. I'm leaving on a trip to Las Vegas on Saturday, and then after that I'm going to Atlanta for Alex's birthday, so she wants me to do her makeup, and then after that I'll be in Raleigh, North Carolina for my mom's work. So if you're just joining, please come say hi, ask me questions about the book, what inspired me to write it. Oh, and the PDF on Etsy is only $5 to get the sample. The full PDF will launch when the book launches, but with the sample PDF I think there's 14 or 15 entries. And you can use your iPad to write directly on the PDF electronically, which is great because you can take your journal, your prayer journal with you on the go. So if you're joining, please say hi, write down your comments, what possessed you to come join me today. Like I said, all my makeup brushes and my big kit of makeup is already packed, so I'm not going to unpack it. This is just like a get ready with me as I try to clean up. Kind of crazy, but we're going to do it. Hello everybody, say hi. We're discussing our Plug Into Allah Islamic prayer journal. On $5 on Etsy is the PDF. The full paperback book will be available on Amazon at the end of May. So you have your Quran, your Hadith, your reflection, your question, room to write, and then your dua in the bottom. You can write your dua. It's a little hard for me to see with all the lights and reflections. So I'm not really sure what in God's name I'm showing you. So if you can't see something, please let me know. All right, time to do a little bit of eyeliner. Maybe add a smidge more of highlight. This is the ColourPop. I love the shade. I'm not a green person, but I'll do like teal. If there's like enough blue in it, I'll call it good. So what are you guys up to on Tuesday? I'm just getting ready for the trip and doing a little bit more packing. Let's see, I don't know if this is going to come out the way I wanted it to. Again, my white highlight or my gold highlight is like packed away, so I'm just making do with like a little bit of makeup that I keep in my purse at all times. I'm not high maintenance, I just like to sleep, and so if I have somewhere to be that's important, I usually run out of time to do makeup and whatnot. I don't know if that did the necessary effect, but here we are. So yes, the Plug Into Allah Islamic prayer journal or mindfulness journal for Christian reverts and non-praying Muslims. So this journal, you know, well, first of all, Islamic prayer journals is not a thing, because I remember I wanted one and could not find one, because usually having devotional journals and prayer journals is kind of more of a Christian thing, and there was one, the 5-minute daily prayer journal that was for Christians, and it's freaking awesome, but you know, I wanted one that had Quran and stuff in it, so I decided to make one. But this really bridges the gap between Islam and Christianity, because there are Bible verses in it, not as the main entry, but as the reflection. There is some Bible scripture that correlates and relates to the Quranic verse or to the Hadith, and I think that's really beautiful because new Muslims or reverts may be just trying to bridge the gap between their previous faith and their new faith, or you know, having trouble explaining to their parents, and you know, this way it kind of helps bridge the gap between the two, you know, for understanding purposes. I know eyeliner, this is not my favorite eyeliner by LA Girl, but this is what we got, so this is what we gotta use. So that's what's unique about this is, you know, first is it's an Islamic prayer journal, and those like don't exist, and second of all is it does have you know, God says to believe in all the books that were revealed before us, the Torah and the Gospels and whatnot, and so this does have a connection to those books, you know, where the similarities are between Hadith and Quran. And I used the Abrahamic Faiths book, Similarities and Contrasts, which is written by someone who went to seminary school, but they converted to Islam. He wasn't a pope, a priest? Maybe not. I don't know what the hierarchy was in the Christian faith as far as what he was. Okay, this is not equal, but we are gonna have to roll with it, homies. Sorry if you guys can't see. So yeah, please download the $5 sample Plug Into Allah on Etsy. See how you like it. If you really love it, the paperback version is $15 on Amazon at the end of the month. I had to make some formatting changes to the manuscript, which is why it's not out right now, but it will be soon. I need an eyeliner pencil, which, here we go. I think I don't know what I'm gonna do today. I'll just do the usual gimmick. This is a Sephora brand eye pencil. They work pretty good. That and not LA Girl, East Essence. Not East Essence. East Essence is the clothing company for Abayas. I'm losing it. Hey, if you're just joining, please say hello. We're discussing, oh, thanks for the hearts. We're discussing the Plug Into Allah prayer journal that I wrote and designed. here it is. It's $5 on Etsy for the 15-page sample, and you can write on your iPad with the sample. So you download a PDF, you open it in the Notes app or Notability, and you can write directly on it, like as if you were writing a book. So you have your Quran or Hadith, you have your reflection question to set your intention for the week, and then towards the bottom you have space to write your du'as, to write your prayers and your supplications. So it's full color, very vivid, soft paper to write on. So $5 on Etsy to download the PDF, and then $15 for the paperback version. And the paperback will be out towards the end of May. I had to make some changes to the formatting. So this time around the manuscript should get approved. So hopefully end of May or sooner is when it'll get here. But this is really unique as far as it connects Christianity and Islam. For those who might be Christian reverts or having, a hard time trying to explain to their family, this does it in a really nice way of explaining the similarities. And then for non-praying Muslims, this is perfect too, to help grow your taqwa and your leaning on Allah and your connection with Him. For me, Jocasta Odom's 5-minute daily prayer journal really is what built my relationship with God, and I just wanted to do the same thing but for Muslims, and with Quran and like Hadith, because I really love that book, but every time it says Jesus, you're like, okay, I gotta replace this with Allah, and I don't want to do that anymore. I wanted something to be direct. So I highly recommend you. It's only $5 for the PDF sample on Etsy. The store is called Islam for the Rest of Us. So that's Islam for the Rest of Us. So, and I know you might be wondering, why is this called Islam for the Rest of Us? What the hell does that mean? I know, like, in the Islamic community, there can be a lot of hate for people that don't look like every other Muslim looks like, or doesn't act or behave as what they define a Muslim should, and there's just so much hate in there. Doesn't need to be all this hate, but this is like a safe space to be your authentic you as a Muslim, to be a modern Muslim, whether you're tattooed, whether you party, whether you're not on your prayer, whether you're not wearing hijab. Like, this is your safe space for you, to remind you that no matter what the naysayers say, that you are still Muslim, that you are God's treasured possession, and that He created you with a purpose, and just how you are is perfect for what His purpose is for you. And so that's why it's Islam for the rest of us. It's for people who don't fit in, who receive so much hate from Muslims online or in real life, in person. This is designed for you to be your safe space. So please purchase Plug Into Allah, the Islamic mindfulness and dua prayer journal for Christian reverts and non-praying Muslims. Of course, anybody can read it. I mean, I'm not gonna stop you. Anybody can read it or have it. I did my makeup with my fingers, that's why it looks a little buck wild. So that is that part. So yeah, in case you're just logging on, this is what the book. Oh, hi, somebody wrote hi. Hi, salams. I hope you're doing great and having a beautiful Tuesday. I wish the best for you in life. But this is the Plug Into Allah journal. I'm sorry I didn't see your name because it ran away. I'm sorry, I'm a little spazzed. Okay. This is not the final version. This is just the proof. So some of it's going to be different in your physical copy because I had to make some formatting changes. So this is just a sample copy. But yeah, you have your Quran and Hadith. You have your reflection, your weekly question. So you set in your attention, and at the bottom you can write your du'as, your prayers. I find when I write my du'as and prayers, it helps me do my part. Of course, I believe in Allah completely, but sometimes you also need to be intentional with your actions to help achieve whatever your goals are. And I find writing it in the Plug Into Allah prayer journal really helps me accomplish that part of what I need to do. And then of course the rest I put into the hands of the Lord. So yeah, so if you're not praying, or you're going through a hard time, you're in grad school, or you just got out of college and you're having that post-college like depression and slump, you're overqualified and unemployed, and you're having mental health issues, this version is what saved me. Jocasta Odom's for Christians, the 5-minute daily prayer journal, is what really grew and solidified my relationship with Allah. And so I made one for Muslims. Say hi if you're just jumping on. We're talking about Plug Into Allah, the daily prayer journal on Etsy for $5. It really made my relationship with Allah unchangeable. So that's why I wrote it for Muslims, is so you can experience the same thing that I experienced. It's on Etsy for right now. On Amazon will be the paperback. The paperback will be out a little later for Plug Into Allah. But on Etsy, our store is called Islam for the Rest of Us. That's Islam for the Rest of Us. Hello, everybody. Islam for the rest of us. Say hello if you're just jumping on. I hope you're having a beautiful Tuesday, inshallah, and that life is going really great for you because you deserve it. Make sure you have a good day on purpose and be you on purpose. What else are we talking about? So yes, if you want a discount code for the PDF, please message me, DM me, and I'll see what I can orchestrate for the Plug Into Allah weekly Islamic dua and mindfulness prayer journal for Christian reverts and for non-praying Muslims. This, I call it for Christian reverts because it does do a little bit of connection to biblical scripture where things do collide and align. So if you are converting or thinking about it, but you kind of need a bridge the gap between Christianity and Islam, this one will do it for you. Also, the book called The Abrahamic Faiths, Contrasts and Similarities, I forgot who the author was. It has a brown paper back, will really do it for you. Hi! Hello everybody, we're just discussing the Plug Into Allah prayer journal while I try to messily do my makeup, which I don't know what's going on. Who knows, maybe when we add some concealer things will get better. Getting some what is this? Face glue. I'm still working on my lighting situation. But this is what we're discussing, the Plug Into Allah Islamic Weekly Mindfulness and Dua Prayer Journal. $5 on Etsy for the sample. The paperback book will be released later on. I mean, look at that beautiful vivid colors. So I get very little on each purpose, on each book. Part of it is because I chose to have premium quality printing. And the paper is that nice, soft, matte, but still sturdy paper that you love to write on, that can write on pencil or pen or highlight. It's really high quality, so go Amazon. You do have your Quran and your Hadith, your reflection, and then Dua for a place to write your prayer journal. Please say hi if you're just jumping on. Please have a beautiful Tuesday. I'm using the glue by NYX. Thank God they make little travel sizes for these, because I keep a travel size makeup thing in my purse. So I'm not doing like full foundation and whatnot. I'm mostly putting on makeup just for the fact so I can do this live. And so you guys have something to watch while I pontificate and do all my talking. So yeah, drop off where you're from. If you want a discount code for the PDF of Plug Into Allah, the sample PDF, which is about 15 pages, so that will give you about 14 to 15 weeks of entries if you do 1 entry a week. Please DM me, message me, and we'll see what we can do. Hello everybody. So I just really had a great spiritual connection because of this book. So I wanted to be able to give that to everybody else, and this is why I wrote the book. So others could have it. And the book says for Christian reverts and non-praying Muslims. So as far as the Christian reverts, we kind of already discussed why it's for them. But for non-praying Muslims, it helps build your connection with the Lord, and helps bridge that spirituality and put it back in you. I know some of us, especially when we're like 23 years old, you know, mid to late 20s, we start to lose a lot of heart because life just gets significantly more difficult. And not just more difficult, because hard is fine, but when you're working hard and nothing is happening, that's what breaks your soul. As the Bible says, hope deferred makes the heart sick. And that's when you start to lose faith, is when you're pounding the pavement looking for a job, or you're working so hard and you have no fruits to show from your labor. That's when the soul breaking really starts, and that usually happens around age 23 onwards. So and like I said, at that time you kind of fall into that trap of losing your faith. You become despondent and whatnot. So this is to kind of help rebuild your relationship with the Lord, and you know, by leaning on him completely is when you start having success. And not even when you start having success, it's when you start like, okay, I'm having failures, but I don't care because I know the Lord's got me and he's gonna work it out in some way. This is like a Lauren Mercier bottle or tin, but don't ask me what powder I put in here. I have Neutrogena Hydro Boost, I have Coty Airspun, I have Morphe powder. I would not recommend Morphe powder unless we're talking like your face is an oil slick, like you're truly oily, not combination oily, but like true oily skin, because that stuff is drying. So I will not be repurchasing Morphe powder. Hey, if you're saying hello, come on in. Thank you for coming. We're discussing the Plug Into Allah Prayer Journal, $5 on Etsy. The store is called Islam for the Rest of Us. The paperback version will be available on Amazon towards the end of May. It'll be $15 for paperback on Amazon. So for the 52 weeks that you're getting entries for, it's very much so a reasonable price. Later on, like a more expanded version will come. Excuse me. With the PDF on Etsy, you can use your iPad and a stylus, to write directly on the PDF, just like if you had the paperback version. So don't think if you buy the electronic version it's not going to be useful. You can use the PDF electronic version just as if you would use the physical book. So key tip, I use Notability for my Plug Into Allah Islamic Prayer Journal, but you can use Notes. If you have an Android tablet, I'm sure there's something. I'm sure Notability is on there as well, but I don't know what specific app comes with their OS, their operating system. I am an Apple girl, praise be to God for his mercy to allow me to say that. So where's everybody from? If you want a discount code for the PDF for Plug Into Allah, please DM me. Hello, person who joined. We're discussing the Plug Into Allah daily prayer, not daily, weekly. I keep calling it daily because the book that I read was daily. The book that I wrote is weekly. Because trust me, even 52 entries is like, ooh, it's hard work. So Plug Into Allah, a mindfulness and Islamic prayer journal, is for Christian reverts and non-praying Muslims. And the Etsy store is called Islam for the Rest of Us. That's Islam for the Rest of Us. You can also find us on Instagram, Islam dot, like Islam period, for the rest of us. And then there's a Facebook page too. So whatever floats ye's boat. It is out there for you. So let's do a little bit of lips. Don't worry, we're getting towards the end. I'm going to put a little bit of primer on my lips because I don't want the lip products to budge, or at least not budge that much. I'm baking / setting, but I'm not using banana powder, so I'm not looking for anything, you know, crazy. Maybe I'll do my eyebrows because they're looking a little not on fleek, but no, I don't know, they need to be waxed or threaded again. What do you guys prefer, threading or waxing? Again, $5 on Etsy. The store is called Islam for the Rest of Us, and you can write on the PDF just like you write in a paperback book. By having Notability or Notes, you can upload the PDF, use a stylus, and then write on it. I'm not trying to go too crazy with these eyebrows because this is a black eyeliner pencil and that can go real disastrous real quick. So I'm trying to get the right arch that I want, and that's not happening so far. Okay, that's a little better. So where's everybody from? Say hello. If you're reverting back to Islam, this book is great, Plug Into Allah, because it has connections to biblical scripture. So if you're having a hard time explaining to your family, or you need help, hello new person, you need help connecting the two, this will help. This will definitely help. Or if you're just contemplating converting, or you want to know about Islam or what the connection is between the two, this book does address that somewhat. I don't know what happened with that eyebrow. I'm gonna need like an actual mirror instead of just looking into the camera. All right, let's. What color is this? I went to go look for it at the store and I couldn't find it. I'm gonna shoot myself if it was the color that I was looking at. What is this called? Global Citizen. No, I don't remember seeing that color. Oh, I gotta sharpen it. Don't you just hate having to sharpen these things over and over again? Hello, 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 beautiful friends. We're talking about the Plug Into Allah Islamic Daily Prayer Journal as I knock crap over. Available on Etsy for $5 the PDF, for $15 is the paperback. You have your Quran, your weekly reflection question, and then you have space to write your du'as in it as well. This is just a proof copy, so yours will look slightly different, but not in some significant way. It's just more like coloring and formatting had to be changed in order for production to occur. So I'm super excited to add author to my list of hats beyond just microbiologist and healthcare professional. So yes, how's everybody's Tuesday going? Our Etsy shop is called Islam for the Rest of Us. If you're wondering why it's called Islam for the Rest of Us, this is for like the authentic you, for the Muslims that are unaccepted by other Muslims, you know, the ones that everybody hates on, the ones who don't wear hijab, the ones with tattoos, the ones that drink, the ones that go clubbing, the ones who don't pray. It's for everybody who people put down as not being Muslim or not praying, or you know how it is, hate in this community is rampant. So this is your safe space for you, because you are God's creation and Allah knew what he was doing when he made you, and you have a purpose. Like even with your weaknesses, you still have a purpose, and God can still use you despite your weaknesses. So perfect example, right? So I'm obese, it just is what it is. And I was in Tangier, Morocco, which is very hilly and mountainous, and I was going up the hills and the mountains to get my mom these olives. If you know, you know. And it was hot and I just couldn't make it, and I like told my cousin, like, I gotta go sit. So as I was sitting on this like broken cement wall, I was just hating myself for not being able to do it, for needing a break. I was just hating myself. And as I'm sitting there, as somebody walks by, and Lord, I'm not giving the story for kudos, as they walk by a boy with a cut foot that two other boys are carrying, and I, being the medical professional, had like band-aids and Neosporin and pain cream and all that stuff with me. And so then I went up to him and I was like, oh, like, you know, do you want some band-aids and stuff? So I gave him the band-aids and the cream. And the thing is, like, if I never got tired because I wasn't physically fit, I never would have sat down, and those boys never would have passed me, and I never could have given them medical aid. And so that's what I mean by God can still use you for your weaknesses. Never think just because you're not like somebody else, or you can't do it, that what they can do, that God can't use you for his purpose. You know, God is not the manufacturer of junk. He knows exactly what he's doing when he made you how you are, with your pluses and your minuses. So never hate yourself or doubt yourself, because God can and still will use you, and you are still divinely made with a purpose and with intention. So always remember that. You know, it took me until I was much older to learn that. So don't wait till it's too late to learn how precious and valued you are to your Lord and to your Creator. Okay? Okay. Make a promise. Okay? Promise that you're not. Okay. Yeah, this must be a Morphe powder, because I can tell, because it's so freaking dry. So freaking dry. Okay, that will do it for us. I think, let me just try to blend this out just a smidge. We got put a little too much concealer right there. Oh no, I feel like I'm missing something nice. Like, do you feel like this look is missing something? I just feel like it's like I'm missing a pop of something, or like contour or something. I'm gonna have a little something. I don't know what that something's gonna be without me having to drag my full makeup kit. Ooh, sometimes I use this guy's blush. Maybe that's what I'll do, is use it as a little bit of blush. What do y'all think? You agree? Disagree? Hello from wherever you guys are hailing. So today we're discussing the Plug Into Allah Prayer Journal, $5 on Etsy. Etsy is Islam for the Rest of Us. I know everybody else who's been here with me is getting tired of hearing it and saying it, but I'll just like read you a passage. Why not? So we'll do some purple. And of his signs, and of his signs is that he created you from yourselves mates, that you may find tranquility in them, and he placed between you affection and mercy. So the Lord promises to provide for us and sustain us. He created an emptiness within inside of us which only he can fill. Because he is our provider and our sustainer, and because love and intimacy is a need human beings have, the Lord will provide. He placed within us a need only he can fulfill. Reflect on the relationships in your life that provide solace and strength. In what ways do love and mercy transform your daily experiences? So then you can answer the question for the week, and then at the bottom is space for you to write your du'as and your prayers, and then there's space to answer the question. So that's just like a little snippet. If you choose to join the Islam for the Rest of Us family. So it's going to be $15 on Amazon, Plug Into Allah Islamic Daily Journal, for Christian reverts and non-praying Muslims. And then the 15 or 14 page sample is on Etsy. So feel free to come and join. You're more than welcome to. Hey everybody, where are you guys from? Come and say hello. I can't write back because my keyboard is currently stuck in a container. I mean, my iPhone is stuck in a container. I don't have like an official setup, so I just got to do the best that I can. I'm hoping this will be too dark for me and allow me to contour. I'm hoping that maybe it'll work. Oh yes, perfect. Because normally this was like the foundation color I used to, not foundation, concealer color that I used to conceal stuff. But I've been indoors for a really long time, so I'm hoping, or I was hoping that I was pale enough that this would come off as contour rather than concealer, and I did. Hey everybody, saying hello. We're just discussing the, is that a dark spot? Oh, we're just discussing the Plug Into Allah daily prayer journal for Christian reverts and non-praying Muslims. What's unique about this is not just the fact that Islam and Muslims don't have prayer journals, it's also unique that it has the biblical connection and it has scripture in it as well. So if you are trying to connect between Islam and Christianity, or you have family members, you're converting and you have family members that don't quite get it, this will do the trick. Well, somewhat. And then there's the book called The Abrahamic Faiths that's written by a convert Muslim. He actually went to seminary school, so it's very knowledgeable. Lord have mercy. And that book is really good. It's called The Abrahamic Faiths, Similarities and Contrast. And that book is chef's kiss. It is everything. Okay, so now we're kind of getting somewhere with somewhere. Again, I don't have my glasses on and I don't have a mirror in front of me either, so I don't know how good or bad all this is turning out. I'm just going on faith, like everything in my life. And I'm using a little bit of matte lipstick. We'll see. This brush is for contouring, not for blush, so we'll see if this works out the way I want it to. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I can hear my mom around in the house. Ooh, I might have put too much on. It is what it is. More is more. You are going to put blush based off of your face shape. Now, my mom has very thin cheekbones, and she doesn't have these that I do, so hers I place in the middle, and that works for her face shape. For me, I use blush to kind of help slim down and contour my face, and so I put it like on my actual cheekbone. So you're going to place blush based off of what your face shape is and what you're trying to accomplish. Okay. If you're just joining, please say hello. I might not see your hi, but it is appreciated. Salams and peace and love to everybody. Happy Tuesday. Please be sure to have a good day on purpose. Make sure you live your life on purpose. Okay. That's a little bit better. I mean, not crazy better, but a little bit better, because I was just feeling like something was missing, and I was like, well, what is missing? The Tarts juicy things, especially the original ones. The original ones are thebomb.com, okay? Thebomb.com. It is everything you'll ever need in life. The Maracuja Juicy Lip, the original version. This is beautiful. I mean, I can't say enough about it. You apply it once in the morning, and you don't have to apply it or any lip product as far as moisturization again until you're getting ready to go to bed. It's the GOAT. Like, literally the greatest of all time. So kudos to the CEO or whoever designed it, because you truly outdid yourself. This is the plumping version with glitter. Not a crazy fanatic about it, but hey, the original version was not on sale. So we gotta make do with what we got. Woo. Hi friends. Sorry, let me put my headscarf down. I have it stuck behind my ear. I have pigtails in, so just, oh, perfect. We are styling. We are going. We are doing things. We are going places. It's amazing. Okay, any final questions before I log off? So again, Plug Into Allah, $5 PDF sample that you can write on using your iPad and stylus, available on Etsy. Our Etsy shop is called Islam for the Rest of Us. And then the book, Plug Into Allah, the Islamic Mindfulness and Prayer Journal for Christian reverts and non-praying Muslims, should be out on Amazon towards the end of this month. I sent in, which is hopefully the final manuscript before production. So it should be out, I would think, by the end of May for you to order for $15. So very reasonable, 52 weeks, 52 entries. Please message me if you want a discount on the Etsy PDF, and I'll see what I can do. All right, bye everybody. I hope you have like a beautiful, wonderful day, and I hope everything is going great in your life. I pray for the best for you. Hold on, while we're on live, I'm gonna see if I can try what's okay. Hi friends. Swipe left to close. What's this side do? I don't know. So like on live, am I able to comment back to you guys? Mute microphone, pause live gifts, comment. Oh, is that comments? Oh, okay, there we go. Hi. Okay, thank you for joining. I'm just playing around. You guys can log off. I'm new to the live world, so I'm just like, okay, how does this work? All right, friends, it's time to say goodbye, as the great song says, and I will see everybody later. Bye, boo-boos. Oh, wait, there's one more button I want to press. What is this button? Okay. All right. Bye, friends. See ya. For Alex's birthday, so she wants me to do non-praying Muslims. So Islamic faith book, similarities and contrast. Space to write your du'as, to write your prayers and your supplications. Sample, and you can write. Here it is. It's $5 on Etsy for that I wrote and designed. Here it is. It's $5 on Etsy for wrote and designed. Here it is. Page sample, and you can write on your iPad with the sample. So you download a PDF, you open it, and then oh, hi friends. Forgot I was still recording. Page sample, and you can write on your iPad with the sample. So you download a PDF, you open it in the Notes app or Notability, and you can write directly on it, like as if you were writing a book. So you have your Quran or Hadith, you have your reflection question to set your intention for the week, and then towards the bottom you have space to write your du'as, to write your prayers and your supplications. So it's full color, very vivid, soft paper to write on. So $5 on Etsy to download the PDF, and then $15 for the paperback version. And the paperback will be out towards the end of May. I had to make some changes to the formatting. So this time around the manuscript should get approved. So hopefully end of May or sooner is when it'll get here. But this is really unique as far as it connects Christianity and Islam. 15-page sample. And you can write on your iPad with the sample. So you download a PDF, you open it in the Notes app or Notability, and you can write directly on it, like as if you were writing a book. So you have your Quran or Hadith, you have your reflection. Get ready with me! Exclamation point. Have questions about the Plug Into Allah Islamic prayer journal? Question mark. Need to reconnect? Question mark. Having trouble making your prayers and your salah? Question mark. This is the journal for you. Period. Come see live the inside of the book. Learn where to go on Etsy at the store Islam for the Rest of Us, comma, and learn some makeup tricks. Period. Modernize your worship for Gen Z and millennials. Period. Elevate. Period. Exclamation point. Alrighty.